Yeah, this is Sammy Local podcast number 102. I'm your host, Sammy Local. I'm here with, going to introduce yourselves.
It's Little Frosty.
I'm Brett Frosty.
All right, so since the last time we talked about a lot of stuff as far as Little Frosty's career. So let's refresh everybody's mind and tell everybody who y'all about.
I'm Little Frosty. I'm a artist and I make music, and I got a couple albums already released on Spotify, all that good stuff. And first one is 2020, or no, the first one, sorry, is Alcoholic Contradictions, and you can find that on iTunes and all that. And then the second one from last year is 2020, and then I'm working on a new album currently, and it's just about finished, and the name is to be announced. I'm not sure on it yet, but and just recently I've been working on building a studio, so I'm gonna be recording people as well. I mean, I've already been recording myself, but so that's something kind of new that I've been working on myself, getting a studio up and running to record other people and everything, and just doing music videos and stuff here recently, trying to get things going a little bit more than they were before, do a little bit more promotion, stuff like that. And it's pretty much, I'm working on right now.
Yeah, and then so like from the last time we talked and stuff like that, like he said, we dropped Alcoholic Contradictions, and then we dropped 2020. We also dropped like random singles here and there from the Open Your Mind project. We decided to turn that into just straight singles. So we dropped one last Halloween called Murder I Kill This Ish with Blind Fury. If you don't know who Blind Fury is, he's really a talented rapper. Obviously, I mean, the name Blind Fury, he's blind. He was I think it was the number one battle rapper back when 106 and Park was out and stuff like that, and killing it. I mean, he is really talented and whatnot. He also was on the song called So Lonely with Tech Nine and stuff like that. So he's got some recognition and stuff like that with that. We also dropped the song Can't Stop Thinking with Mac Lethal. If you don't know who Mac Lethal is, do your research, because he's pretty big. He's pretty out there. But yeah, other than that, I mean, this Friday, we're finally dropping Drowning, the music video, featuring Darian STL, formerly known as Darian Saffron. He has a lot of stuff with Tech Nine as well. He was a former Strange Music artist. And then also a good homie of ours named Nico Julian, really talented rapper from the city, or from, Kansas City and whatnot. Doesn't have too much projects out and whatnot, but we've always been intrigued on working with them and collabing with them. So we finally got that record done. Drowning is also produced by Darian STL and Sonny Shahan. Sonny Shahan's one of our friends that's like that. He's a up and coming producer. If you need a guitarist or anything like that, he's definitely somebody to reach out to. He can do all that type of stuff, plus make beats. So yeah, just a collective with that. Friday, Drowning, the official music video drops. It's gonna be on all that stuff, and then the single will shortly drop on all platforms after that. But Sunday, we're also shooting another music video for another song off of the album called Hide and Seek, which is gonna be like some crazy, trippy Halloween type video. So definitely just trying to give out a lot more content to the people and whatnot, because I mean, the thing that people mostly wanted to see was, they wanted to see Lil Frosty. They heard him rapping like that, but they didn't hear him. They didn't see him. So that's really what we're trying to do. And also, like as you see, like behind us and whatnot like that, this is the studio that we decided to go ahead and just invest in. Not we, mainly him, but I'm the promoter. I'm the manager, I guess, in a sense. So like, I'm helping him promote this and get him more clients. this is the studio. Right behind this wall, right behind us, is the booth, the vocal booth, and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, every song that you hear from Lil Frosty going on from here is made in this studio, in his house. You know, we haven't talked in a minute, but you know, he went and he got his own house now. So this is literally his house and stuff like that. So from then yeah.
Okay.
And I stay the same, man.
So getting back to Lil Frosty, before you would talked about your mental state and your drug addiction and stuff like that. How has that progress along now compared to before?
Much better. I mean, before I was, in the process of getting clean and all that. When was that? That we did the last one.
That was a very long time ago.
So I was probably clean for a little bit at that point, but I fell back off after that, for sure. Because I mean, yeah, I think it's been some time since, but yeah, I fell off after that for quite a while, and then it's been about 18 months or close to 2 years going now, like completely. I was able to save some money and get my own shit finally, and and start this studio up and get a house. And yeah, I mean, you never really say you're cured from that, you know what I mean? But this is the longest stint I've ever went without like drugs, alcohol, no weed, nothing, just straight sobriety or recovery is what most people would say. I don't go to meetings. I did the first couple months, when I got clean this time around, because it was a hard time. But I just pretty much, I was working a lot and starting off, you know what I mean? I just worked my fucking boredom away and shit. But I actually quit my job a few months ago and just been putting everything into the studio right now. So, but like I said, I had the money to do it, so I'm doing it, you know what I mean? That's what I'm working on right now, really mainly is the studio. I'm still making music obviously and doing that, but I'm trying to get some income coming in through that so that I can, use that money to also promote the music and shit, So, but yeah, as far as that, drugs and shit's in the past now. I had to just go through it, and it was rough, but I did it, and here I am.
That's what's up. What about as far as the reasoning behind people not seeing you more than hearing you? Like, what was the reasoning behind that?
The main reasoning behind that is the drugs, really. The drugs was, you don't really want to be identifiable when you're living that kind of life. It's not really, you're really not trying to be seen on like social media and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I just didn't like being seen. And even now sober and shit, I'm not a very social person. You know what I mean? I got a lot of anxiety and shit still, like, to this day. So I really don't like being seen. I don't like doing music videos. I don't like doing shows. No offense, I don't even like doing
I know, trust me, I know.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't like doing none of that stuff. I don't like face to face. I don't like confrontation. It's not, and even like it is. I just don't like it because of the way that I feel when I'm around people. I feel, shut out and shit. So it's like I just don't like being seen, but I'm trying to break it a little bit more. I just did a small show the other day. Did like a song and then one song with our friend Ecstasy that, on the song KC Swangin' of mine, we performed that one together. And then I did like one song on my own, just something real small to kind of get it out there. do the show, and then we're doing the music videos here, so trying to just break the ice and go in a little at a time, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's the whole reason really, is I'm just not very a social person, honestly, which is not good in the music industry. But I'll always make music.
Well, Brent, what about you? How did you deal with that most of the time?
Oh man. I mean, to say that, I dealt with it with a lot with just, trying to keep my ear to, different artists, different stuff with music. Cause I mean, I have a job and stuff like that too, but like, this is kind of how I live. This is what I love doing. This is my passion. This is, I'm not the rapper, but like, I love, showing somebody talent, like, and if they're like, well, I like it or whatever. I mean, a prime example, like you, back when we dropped Infamous out of nowhere, you shared it, and then now look at us. It's just building the relationships that I've gained, over all the stuff that I've continued to do, and I kind of just I put towards a lot of that effort and like that into others while still pushing, him to do, best through all the trials and tribulations he went through. Because at the end of the day, like the music, the studio, all this stuff, the music and everything, like the people and liking it, it's like that's great. But at the end of the day, like I cared about like my brother's well-being, and he knows, or he might not know or whatever, but it's like I push him as hard as I can, because I know he has the potential to be bigger than I mean what we're even talking about now. Like he has the potential and stuff like that. Sometimes you just got to show it. But at the same time, with all the trials and tribulations he was going through and stuff like that, I took the back seat towards everything because I knew in my mind, I'm like, hey, if he stays making music and stuff like that, and if he is making music, then he's sober or he's somewhat happy, because music is his therapy. Just like he said a moment ago, he was like, yeah, I don't deal with a bunch of like the face-to-face interactions and my anxieties and whatnot. Like his music is his therapy and he loves it. And at the end of the day, that's all I really do care about, is that he's happy making his music, making his studio or whatever he's doing. That's just me being a brother, I mean, yeah, to say with all the drugs and all this like that, like I was ran through the ringer, but I mean, with the 18 months that he's been sober now, I mean, the dude bought him a house, and this house did not look like this house as you're looking at now. It was really bad. We came in, we remodeled it. We put, I helped him out every day and stuff like that, build it, and didn't ask for a dime. I don't need a dime. I don't want anything. It's just like, look, my brother's sober and he's making music and he has this. This is huge for something that's happened over 18 months. You know what I'm saying? Like for him being sober and building him a studio, and I mean, in all honesty, shooting a fucking music video, like that's timeless to me. I don't care about anything else. Like we don't have to drop an album. We don't have to do a single or anything. This dude's done a music video. Trying to get him to do a music video back when he was going through all that shit, I'm better off just grabbing a shotgun and shooting myself. It's there's more probability of that happening before he shoots a music video. But now he's a lot more just like, like I told him, I'm like, yo, like we got an interview with Sammy and whatnot. He's like, all right, cool. He wasn't the greatest. He wasn't fond of it totally, because he's like, man, I don't really do a lot of this stuff. But he is more open to it now, and like he said, it's breaking the ice. He's gonna not have to, but he's trying his best to get out there. The only way he knows how to, because he fought all those years of addiction and all that stuff. He did all that stuff and didn't really live his life. Like, honestly, like as a 17-year-old kid going through trials and tribulations of life in general, trying to find, you know, whatever it is, he never really lived it. So now he's trying to live it as he is now. So the only way he knows how is to make the music, studio, etc. And who's the person that's going to support it? Me. I'm always going to be that backbone because, you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, he's my brother and I'm my brother's keeper. You know, like you know, he always gets on to me because he's like, bro, like you're messaging and this. And I'm like, bro, like I'm going to keep going until I can't go no more. Like, you know, like I don't, you know, I don't have so much of the anxiety that he has, but I understand, you know, I mean, even with some of the people that I was managing and whatnot, like they had anxieties and they had, you know, stuff that they had to fight through. And I was there for them for that, you know, and it's like out of every single person that I mess with music wise, talent wise, and this isn't just because he's my brother. It's not. He really does have the talent. I mean, he sends me a song and I'm just like, how in the, I made a status like 3 or 4 weeks ago talking about somebody being a stepdaddy. And he took it and threw it in a song and made it a rhyme scheme. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, you know, he's like, fuck around and be something like the stepdaddy. And I'm like, what the, bro, like how? What the fuck? And he made it dope and he made it cool. But I'm like, where did he's like, yeah, I saw you talking about this. So I just put it in a song and yeah, voila. And I'm like, how, man, what the fuck, bro? Like, you know, like, it just gets to the point where I'm just like, I'm never amazed on what he does and his rhyme schemes, his talents, all that shit, man. Like it's crazy. The only thing that beats himself is himself, like himself, literally. Other than that, the dude can out rap anyone. I mean, when we did that show, that little show that we did like a couple of days ago, his song started playing and it sounded, and I'm not saying like sounded as like, oh, this song's dope or whatever. Like the quality sounded better than every opening artist that was on there. Just by the sound of it, you know, like the mix and mastering is like that. I was like, bro, what like we're just sitting on a gold mine, and then he walked out. And he's like, yeah, bro, did my song sound better than everyone else? Was I high or something? I'm like, nah, like it really was. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. And wasn't even trying it, bro. Like he wasn't even trying. Like he just was like, boom, 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 and then shot it. And then look, man, like even him as an engineer with this studio and stuff like that, like he focuses and he learns a task and he just kills it. Mm-hmm. Even when he was doing the drugs and shit like that, like he just told you, he's like, I wasn't on social media and shit because that wasn't the way to do it. Why fuck up my money like that? So he's, excuse me, he's capitalized on everything he's ever done. So I'd be a fool to sit back and not do anything.
So what about your as far as your recording process now? Since you're sober now, has anything changed, or it's just I'm gonna rap first, then do the chorus, or how did that work out for you?
Well, I mean, I would write sometimes when I was fucked up, but it was really, I never really wrote when I was high. Honestly, I wrote more when I was coming down, when I was withdrawing, and that's really like PhD 2, my PhD 2 mixtape. The majority of those songs were written while I was withdrawing off of drugs and shit. So like, you know what I mean? When I would have like moments of sobrieties when I would write, like I never really wrote a whole lot while I was high because I didn't care to, really. I mean, I know that's different for some people. Some people say that it opens their creativity and stuff like that. And I mean, maybe weed might, but not when you're on the shit that I was doing. So, you know, I into the level that I was doing because I mean, you know, I do shit to extremes where I can't really function my brain, let alone like write music and put shit together like that. But now, I mean, it's more, and it's crazy because I thought I was like, man, once I get like really clean. I'm gonna be, which I have been writing way more than I was before, but it's just not as much as I thought I would be. I thought that I'd be coming up with new shit like every other day. So now it's to the point now, the fucked up part is that I don't feel much anymore. So like when I would write, when I was coming down, is because like I was withdrawing and I would feel emotions very heavily, and I feel sad or depressed or angry and shit like that. And so I would put all that emotion into those songs. And now I don't feel very strongly about anything anymore. I don't really feel like happy or sad or depressed or angry or nothing. Like I feel. So the hard thing is now is trying to put emotionally, like, process it, an emotional process into the music to be able to like write shit. So now it's almost just like I feel like I'm just bullshitting, you know what I mean? When I put music together, I mean it still comes out dope, but it's like, you know, I just feel like it's not as real or raw as it used to be because like I said, I just don't feel as much. And I used to always like write real ass shit, like real music that made people like heartfelt. And I've kind of been, you know, semi upset about not being able to like write like music that people can feel. It's more, yeah, which you'll see with the new album. I mean, there's some bangers on there. I mean, there's a lot of bangers on there, but I feel like to me, that's all there are is bangers. It's not like the real ass music that I'm used to writing, like type of shit that make you cry. It's more like the type of shit to make you, but maybe it's music for people to get fucked up to, and I don't even realize it. I don't know, but yeah, as far as the thought process between, you know, then and now, it's the same. When I write, I sit down, I throw a beat on. A lot of times I'll do like I used to not write hooks at all. Now, I mean, I'll put a hook up, I'll do a hook, and then, you know, write the verses, and then, you know, but the cool thing about it now is that what little emotion I do have, because I mean, the emotion that I do get now is from writing, and the music, that's the only thing that kind of makes me a little bit happy. That's where I get a spark of motivation and joy from. So when I do that now, I don't have to wait to go do it. I write that shit, and then I come right in here in the studio and I fucking load up the beat and I find the tempo and fucking, you know, get the key and shit. And I go right up in the vocal booth. And, you know, the feeling that I have in that moment is what you're hearing in the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so before I'd have to write something, I could be writing about wanting to kill myself, being depressed, like for instance, with the Drowning song, you know what I'm saying? At the time, I wrote that song and I was like in a bad spot, you know what I mean? And then, you know, I don't go to the studio for months, and then I go to record it. Now I'm good, I'm straight. I don't even feel that way no more. But then you still gotta try to put that emotion into it. You know what I mean? So it's almost like you gotta fake it once you get there. But now, if whatever I'm feeling at the time that I write it, I go right into the booth, and that's, you know what I mean? That's the cool thing about it now, I think, is because if I'm like really hyped up about that song, I go right in the booth and record that shit and not have to wait fucking a month to get into the studio. You know what I mean? And then by then, you know, you ain't really feeling the same type of way about it. And you gotta fucking rehearse it and all that shit, basically. But yeah, that's kind of my process now.
What about backtracking? I guess it's an album on Spotify 2020. How did that come all about with far as, you know, just writing that whole section of work that you did with that?
So 2020 was written
COVID, wasn't it?
That was while I was getting clean. That was like because it would have been February. I mean, right towards the end, right in the beginning of March is when I got clean this last time of 2020. I think, yeah, 20, yeah. Yeah, so that's when that's that like withdrawal / you know, that was between like the first 90 days basically is when I wrote all that on 2020. And so there is a lot of heartfelt shit in that album. There's some really fucking raw shit in that, but that's, you know, because like I was coming down, and I didn't sleep for 5 nights when I first quit. You know what I'm saying? I was hallucinating because I couldn't sleep. I was withdrawing off of heroin and Xanax and cocaine and alcohol and ketamine and a whole assortment, a whole damn pharmaceutical. I mean, I was on a lot of different drugs daily, you know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, I couldn't sleep, like for 5 nights, and, you know, and I wrote during that period. And then after that, you know what I mean? I was still pretty fucking depressed, like the first 30 days, and sick as fuck. And then, you know, after the first 30 days, and about between like 30 and 45, start getting this happy-go-lucky feeling, like, you know, life's good. They call it the pink cloud if you go to rehab, but you get this like really, really joyful feeling about life and like really positive outlook on things, you know what I mean? So between that time period and that was when I was, you know, I was going to meetings and shit because I had to, because I thought I was gonna die. So yeah, that's it. That album is that beginning period, probably within that 6 months or first 6 months of being clean or whatever. That's what that album was all about, pretty much. Yeah.
Getting back to your new album, what's the reason behind making, you know, the title of that?
Did you already tell him?
No, I haven't told him. He even.
I'm just asking the question. That's all.
Yeah. Well, I've kind of been spitballing with title names or with.
Okay, let me rephrase it then. How would, like, when it comes to the title, what is the thought process of making the title of the album? Does it have to match the songs or what?
Well, I would say so with alcoholic contradictions. That one was definitely a matchup of the songs. You know what I mean? That was the process when I was, and I thought of that one time when I was drunk. I was like, damn, that would be a dope ass album name, Alcoholic Contradictions. So, you know what I mean? That's how that one came up like that. 2020, honestly, was a spitball thing. I couldn't think of nothing. I couldn't think of nothing to name it because I wasn't in a creative process. He basically came up with that. I kind of thought about it, but it was kind of like 2020 vision. Like I see clear now because I'm clean, you know what I mean, sober. And then it was the year 2020 and all the shit was going on and stuff. So it was kind of like, and the thought process of that too was like everybody was funny because like I was getting like literally we're talking like February 28th. Never heard of COVID, you know, nothing, you know what I'm saying? At that point, no one had heard nothing of it. I get clean. I'm coming out of it. I'm like 5 days, you know what I'm saying? Fucking hallucinating because I can't sleep. Like I literally can't sleep and shit. And then all of a sudden, fucking COVID-19, I think the fucking world's ending for real. I'm like coming back to life. Like in sobriety, and I'm like, what the fuck I did not just quit using drugs to fucking like the world to end, man. Fuck this. I need to go get high like ASAP. I was freaking out, man. I was like, this shit is crazy. I didn't know what to think, man. I was fucked up in the head about it. And then so like it was kind of like that too. I was like, all right, 2020. And then at the time, it's funny because I'm getting clean, right? I'm on Facebook and all these people are turning into alcoholics. They're turning into drug addicts and shit because they're sitting at the house and they're fucking like, you know, I'm scrolling on Facebook and he's doing beer chugs and all this bullshit. Everyone's just sitting there like drinking themselves to death because of COVID and shit. And I'm over here trying to get clean, and every other thing on Facebook is people fucking taking shots and drinking beers and shit. And I'm like, damn, everyone else is getting fucked up and I'm getting clean. It was weird. So I think that was kind of like part of 2022 was just, it was kind of funny. I thought, I mean, it's not funny that people got addicted, you know, hopefully they got their shit together, but you know what I mean? It was just like.
And that's kind of what the 2020 album artwork describes. It shows more of like his vision of like what he was seeing, you know, with the bright the bright sky and like being all happy go lucky and like I think there's a deer even in there, some shit.
Yeah.
Like wildlife and like Patrick Mahomes when they won the Super Bowl and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then like
bad side, yeah.
And then there's a bad side with Trump and the Black Lives Matter and then Kobe Bryant passing and stuff. Like when I hit up one of the graphic designers that we go through, I was like, look, man, I don't care how much it is. I just want you to draw this for me. You know, and I want Trump wearing a freaking COVID mask and all that stuff. I was like, the virus is poking up. I was like, yo, I want you to do everything. I don't care what the price is. You know, like, and at that time, you're getting all that fucking stimulus money anyway. So I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so, yeah, that album artwork wasn't cheap, just letting you know. But, like, that, when I kept listening to all the songs through that 2020 album, you know, he kept sending them to me, and I'm like, yo, this album is probably, I mean, and he is right. Like, this new album we're making right now is, like, all, like, happy-go-lucky, turn the fuck up, and like I'm on some like groovy and swag shit. You know, like it is on some like that stuff. 2020 is probably his best album, in my opinion. Because he is right. It's when he was coming down, but it is that feeling, you can feel it. A lot of the songs are deep. A lot of them are, you know, kind of turn up, but like aggressive and whatnot. You could feel it. You know, and when we made that artwork and whatnot, like I wanted people to see that because everyone's like, oh, you're just making a 2020 album because it's 2020. And I'm like, no, we're not. It's 2020, the year 2020 vision. That's why there's a slash in there. And it's showing you exactly what he's been going through for 2020 and just years. You know what I'm saying? Like that album cover literally shows you exactly the whole album. You know,
that's how it should be. Speaking on where you guys are from, because I still did my little research about it. How do you guys feel about Kansas, like in a whole, as far as the rap scene goes? Like when people think of Kansas, should they think about things more than Tech Nine and I forgot who else is from there. Damn, it's drawing a blank. Damn, I forgot his name. Anyway, when it comes to Kansas, like, what do you think the rap scene is?
Are you talking about XV?
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking about that, he's on the album. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Kansas kind of, I mean, I don't know. I mean, as far as artists go, there's really not that many. Like I said, I mean, like, you know, you can put a name on it. Even Kansas City. I mean, you know, stepping over to the Missouri side, Kansas and Missouri, there's not really a ton of artists that make it out of here, I guess, you know, unless, you know, you go on Strange. And then there's that, you know, but I really don't know because I never really cared about making it or being famous, honestly, myself. That's that's more of a question for him, honestly, because I mean, there's some good talent here, but you know, I can't say for sure that it'll ever be discovered because I don't know how people do it, you know what I mean? But that's just me because I never looked too far into it because, you know, I'm gonna make my money regardless whether I get rich off music or not. So like I'm not trying to get rich and famous and shit, but if I do, that's cool. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? The fame ain't really cool, but I'll take the money though. Be like the Gorillas and be an animated figurine or some shit. But no, I mean, he could tell you more about the Kansas like music scene. So I really don't. I'm not sure, honestly. I don't know the scene.
To be hip to the Kansas City area, because like you got Kansas City, Missouri, you got Kansas City, Kansas. There is two different ones.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, there is two different ones. Kansas side, you know, if you want to talk about who really runs the Kansas side right now, it's between an artist named T-Rail and XV. You know who XV is, but T-Rail, he's done records with Kevin Gates and Lil Boosie and all of them. You know, he's an artist out of Topeka, and he's an R&B singer. But when it comes down to that, you know, like those are the two artists that are different sounding, like T-Rail and XV. Most, and the reason why he was saying it's like that is that's everyone here, like if our goal was, I call it short term, you know, we would sign with Strange Music tomorrow. You know, like there's ways we can do that. It's not profitable for us to do that. And I only say that because most of the rappers here in Kansas City, they all try to rap and sound like Tech Nine because that's the pinnacle. You know, there is no originality anymore. You know, there's a lot of like, well, we gotta rap fast and go like this double time stuff, and it's like you don't have to do that. You can be yourself, but people don't see that because like, well, we have to rap fast, we have to do this whole double time stuff to get attention of Tech Nine, and then Tech Nine will sign us, and then we'll be local famous. Because I could tell you right now, 3 artists is from Strange Music right now, and you're gonna look at me dead in the face and be like, huh? Who?
Okay, you can name them 3 rappers.
Okay, let's start with JLB Hood.
No.
Okay. Maze 301.
Nah.
Okay. Let's see the third guy. Hold on, the third guy. Let's see who else is on that damn list. You probably know this guy now just because of the record you just, but Joey Cool.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, I don't know one
Okay.
song though. That's all I know.
Right, probably that rock song.
Yeah.
But beyond all that though, you don't know his actual catalog.
No, I don't.
Joey Cool is really dope. He does have some talent, but his talent's never going to reach the masses because everyone's like, oh, he's just a Tech Nine. Like, Strange Music is all about Tech Nine, and which is great, but Tech Nine is old as balls. Like he's old, and he doesn't elevate. Like with New Orleans is Lil Wayne, right?
Yeah.
But there's a million other different rappers in New Orleans that is, I wouldn't say as talented as Wayne, but they're all different. Atlanta, they're all different, like style-wise, everything. We went down to Atlanta a few weeks ago, and it's just a whole different vibe. Here, it's like you go to any club or any show, and it's like, oh, and it's like, stop. Like every rapper has to sound like Tech Nine because that's all we've seen. And that cripples us because everyone's like, why do we want to sign anybody from Kansas City? Because they just sound like Tech Nine. Like, and Tech Nine hates the industry as it is. So it's like, we're not going to mess with Kansas City. But then you got somebody sitting right here who's a mix between a Mac Miller, Eminem, Lil Wayne. The list kind of goes on, but he's sitting in his house. You know what I'm saying? They're like, well, they're like, well, yeah, but he got to rap like this. And it's like, that's all, folks. Like, this, like, it's just not, it just drives me up the wall because most of the people that I get as, or we get as features or whatever, they're all like, you know, get a feature with Gotta Miss or Joey Cool or JL. And I'm like, no one outside of Kansas City knows who those people are. And they're like, yeah, they do. No, they don't. Like, let me ask you this real question. How did you find XV?
I found XV on that Piff, and it was the 90s theme mixtape. The one that he has with Schoolboy Q. He has, it's pretty much a 90s. I don't know. I forgot the name of the mixtape, but it's one of my favorite mixtapes.
Popular Culture.
Popular Culture. Yeah, that's why I know. And Awesome, the song he did with Pusha T. Besides that,
yeah. But you see how you just sat there and said the songs with Pusha T and other bigger artists that made you focus in on him, and then you're like, whoa, wait a minute, he's from Wichita.
Yeah. I didn't know where Wichita was at, so I started realizing what that was. Fuck is that? That's just what it is. Because you just don't know.
Right. but he has a song called Wichita that's produced by Just Blaze.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like he reached out and gained a following, and you know, he still isn't quite all the way there, but like people like you are like, bro, I know who XV is. I was like, yo, do you know who JL is? You're like, nope.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But like a person here that I honestly think is the next up is Nave Majo.
Okay.
I only say that because when you look up his category or you look him up, he's got records with T Grizzly. He's got a record with what's that dude's name? Money Bo, which is Dwayne Bowe, the wide receiver for the Chiefs. Or the old wide receiver. Now he's a rapper. But he's pretty much on every Tech Nine album. Like, and not just on it like a few songs. He's pretty much on the whole album. And he's on Gucci Mane's third album when he came out of jail. Nave's on there. You know what I'm saying? He's on this track called Upgrade You. And he's done records with Scott Storch and everything. That's a catalog right there, just saying it right there. You know, but you ask a lot of these rappers and whatnot, like down the street, you're like, yeah, man, like I heard you're dope. I heard you're talented. You know, and they're like, yeah, man, like I got a song with JL. Who in the fuck is that? Like, it doesn't reach the masses. Now, JL is talented and he's dope, but like he doesn't reach. I've been to his shows. I've bought and crap. He does art and he's phenomenal at it. He's great. But it's like, you're not reaching anymore. You know, like Darian Saffron was on Strange Music. I can call him right now and just be like, what's up, bro? You know, but he's done records with Problem, and you know, he's done records with the Temptations. You know, when he was young with his dad. You know, there's a records of all that stuff, but it's like they don't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Darian Saffron is now rebranding himself and trying to build a legacy outside of Strange Music, because Strange Music is known for fucking people over. And why do you want that? You know, why do you want that as like, we could go and sign there and be like, yeah, man, we're Strange Music Train and all this other stuff, but they're going to automatically be like, rap fast, Lil Frosty. You know, and then Lil Frosty's like, well, man, I think I'm going to make a R&B song and I think I want this person on it. No. We need you to rap fast. You know, and it's like, that's what crippleizes us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to keep running on with it, but that is what crippleizes us as a genre or whatever like that with our music scene. Everyone wants to rap fast and get the recognition of Tech Nine, because he is our Jay-Z, he is our Lil Wayne, he's our Eminem.
Yeah, I mean, he's an arm distance. I guess that's why everybody's got that crab in a barrel mentality. So right. That's why I think that's what was wrong with there. But you know, I'm not from there, so that's why I'm asking the scenery. Right. Of course. How should I word this? How do you get away from the stigma of being, and this is cool for both of you guys, the stigma of he's just a white rapper? Like, how do you get out that mode of getting labeled that? Because I know that's what being said most of the time. How do you get out that mode? Because every white rapper, including my favorite rapper, Mac Miller, had to get out that mode and just say, fuck it, I'm just going to do this, and y'all going to eventually start liking
me. Yeah. Man, I don't know if I broke that yet. I mean, you know, most of the time when people, and honestly, and don't get me wrong, I don't tell people I rap. You know, people find out that I rap. They're like, bro, why didn't you tell me you rapped? I was like, you know, because I didn't want you to know. But you know what I'm saying? But they find out that I rap. They look me up or they see me on Facebook, you know, because I do post shit on Facebook. And every once in a while and shit. And then they'll be like, that ain't you. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. That there's no way that's you. You know what I mean? Especially, or if somebody hears my music and then meets me, that's really what it is. When somebody hears my music and then they meet me and they're like, oh, you're that dude on that song? And I'm like, yeah, they're like, there's no way or whatever. But I mean, there's all that. And then there's the 95% of people that'll be like, man, you sound like you sound like Eminem, bro. That's just, which is, they're trying to compliment you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to compliment me as like, most people that say that are trying to compliment, which is, Eminem's great. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know what I mean? I guess if you were to say that I was a different skin color and you heard me rapping the same bars, the same flow, the same everything, you know what I mean? I don't think that people would be like, oh, he sound like Eminem. You know what I mean? Like, if I wasn't white, you know what I mean? So as far as getting out of that box, I don't know. Like you said, I love Mac Miller too. And I think the way he, I mean, I wish that I could make music the way he did, when it comes to the way that he made music was insane. I mean, like, you know what I mean? He can't, going into like circles and swimming and shit, it's almost like not even hip hop, or like it's like its own genre. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I can't even explain it. You know what I mean? I got the whole damn vinyl of Swimming in Circles. You know what I'm saying? I listen to the shit and it's like, like I said, it's not like rock, it's not hip hop, it's not even like rap. I mean, it is, but I'm saying it's just like the way he did that and the way that everybody felt it. You know what I'm saying? Was like, I would love to be able to do something like that, which I think could come in the future. You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't think I can. I don't think that I've necessarily stepped out of the white rapper box necessarily. You know what I mean? I can do all I want and doing that, but I think until you really, really branch out and do some different shit, then that's how you do it. I personally, I don't think I have recent, not even just recently, but I don't think I've done that to this date. So that's something to kind of look forward to and doing, is getting out of that box. But I mean, the thing is, when my rap, you know what I mean? I rap and I do R&B tracks. I did some fucking weird ass shit the other day, just fucking around in the studio on some auto tune. I tried to do like some reggae fucking, I thought it sounded, bro, I'm telling you, the shit's hard. He don't like it. But that shit dope. It's like some reggae fucking, I don't even know what it is, but I threw on that G minor and I found the key on that shit and went in on the auto tune. Anyway, so I'm working on trying to, come out the box like on that shit to just come up with some different type of music, because I'll be rapping. I can rap fast or rap slow or rap or not rap or sing or do whatever. I feel like myself personally, I feel like I can do anything. If somebody hits me up for a feature and they're like, hey, hop on this song, I'm gonna do it, like, regardless of what you could send me a fucking rock and roll beat. Miley Cyrus could hit me up like, hey bro, I need a feature. I'd be like, all right, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'd make it work. I'd figure something out. So I mean,
yeah, I think
personally, I think I could, but it's just got to be known, I guess.
I mean, Sammy, I don't know if you ever seen it, but like a feature that we did, or that he did. I need to stop saying we, but he did this song with this gentleman named Whitmire, and it's called Strawberry Sky Baby.
Oh no, I didn't see that. How'd that go?
I'm not gonna say it's a guy singing.
Okay.
But it's completely different. It's some stuff that you would listen to, and I mean, when he sent it to me, love Whitmire to death, like he's a cool dude. But when he sent it to me, I was like, dang, this girl's dope. Like, this girl can really sing. And he's like, that's not a girl, that's a dude. I'm like, huh? And then like he sent me more records, and I'm like, oh dang. So like this dude is multi-talented. He can hit these high notes and all types of shit. And I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, yeah, bro, wait till you hear these other beats that he sent me, blah, blah, blah. Well, like, he's like, I'm gonna do this Strawberry Sky Baby song. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then like he sent it to me, and I'm like, what in the world? Like he was singing, he was like catching harmonies and whatnot. I'm like, what? This is just different. Like it's just different. You know what I'm saying? But it was dope. And then we shot the music. He shot a music video with them, and the video was dope. You know, and I was like, all right, there you go then. You know, but he is right. Like anything he touches on, he can adapt to. You know what I'm saying? There was a person, you know, recently that hit us up for a feature, and the song's talking about, you know, popping out and shooting somebody. Some straight up just like drill shit, like, you know, pull up and fuck you up type shit. We don't care what you really on. And, you know, and he sent it to me, and I'm like, well, all right, you know, we'll see. And Brad's like, you know, Frosty was like, I got something to it. I'm like, what are you going to rap about? Like, you know, and he's like, bro, I got something. It's only like 8 bars or whatever, but I got something. He was like, high school dropout, dude, pop in the back in the back. I was like, what the
shit was hard.
I was like, bro, what the I'm like, bro, what? Like, but he can adapt to anything. And like when you hear him on that record, if it ever does get released, you wouldn't think he's white.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in all honesty, you just be like, okay, cool. Like, you know, I know he doesn't say like the N-word or anything like that, but like you would never realize what's his skin color. Just like a lot of people don't realize who he even is, you know, like at the show when he started rapping and stuff like that, just like, huh? Like this is the guy that was standing in the back, not saying nothing or doing nothing. Like this is him. But that's a lot of the stuff that, like, you know, a lot of people have told me, like, well, you need to work on your brother and, you know, tell him to do this and tell him to do that. I'm like, nah, that's really just, yeah, it's just him, bro. Like, and then when he starts rapping, I mean, it goes back to, man, you can look it up on YouTube, man. Like he literally rapped at his first concert. He spent like $20 to perform, but like he performed at this Dark Park is right up here. It's a park. Like, and literally he rapped as a little kid before addiction or drug problems or anything like that. He just started rapping. He did alphabetical rap and everything, and people just went crazy. We did not sell not one ticket to that show. We didn't do no promotion for it, no nothing. We're young kids. And as soon as he started rapping, everyone just started just swarming in. And I'm like, that's honestly the day that I knew. I was like, bro, I quit rapping. I'm not the rapper. He is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I have not made a record since, because I was like, bro, I just saw how many people captivate. Like it just swarm in like a bee to a hive. And I'm just, and then he didn't realize it, but he kind of, like in the video, you see him kind of look up and he's like, uh-oh, everyone's here. Because it started with like, yeah, blah, 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 no one's really here. And then all of a sudden here comes a whole bunch of people and he's like, oh crap, everyone's here now. Uh-oh. You know, but he still did his thing. And, you know, after that show, all the OGs, I call them the OGs because all the rappers that I was fans of growing up to and stuff like that, they were on that show too.
Mm-hmm.
And they were getting paid for it or whatever, but they're like, bro, your brother is nasty, bro. Like your brother's nasty. He raps with no cussing. You know, we need to do records and do this and do that and do this. And I'm like, bro, like y'all got records with Tech Nine. Y'all got records with you just opened up for 50 Cent like 2 weeks ago. And you're wanting to do songs with this 16-year-old kid who's rapping on a Miley Cyrus beat. You know what I'm saying? It was just mind blowing to me. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, he's gotten better and better and better through years. You know, at that time, he had no real content to speak of. He was rapping about like having a Lamborghini and it changed 14 different colors or whatever. Like elementary rap. Now with his trials and tribulations he went through, the dude could sit there and talk about fucking a bitch and having her do the split 6 times. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just all types of just random shit. But it's like, he's gotten better with it. And even when, you know, he was going through his shit or whatever, I stepped back and did whatever. And everyone was like, yeah, you know, this guy's cool. You're managing this guy's cool. But where's Lil Frosty? Where's Lil Frosty? You know, I'm like, fuck, man. All right. You know, so like I would bring those people in and I'd make them collab with them and whatnot. And then everyone's like, yeah, bro, like Lil Frosty was it. Lil Frosty. I'm like, all right. I'm like, Brad, let's do this. I'm not doing it. I'm like, well, all right, well, we're back to square one. You know what I'm saying? But it kind of goes back, like, and I'm gonna bring it right back to like the whole white rapper thing. You know, me, everyone kind of looks at me the same way, like with him. They're like, what do you know about rap? You don't know nothing about rap. Like, you know, they're like, oh, what, you like Eminem? Your favorite rapper's Eminem? You know, like, and I'm like, no, like my favorite, I mean, shoot, I get it at my work. They're like, who's your favorite rapper of all time? And they go, oh, Eminem. And I'm like, no, it's Millionaire. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, thanks for stereotyping me, but go ahead, keep going. You know, I think it's just a thing that no one's gonna get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like even the Machine Gun Kelly and Eminem beef, you know, if it was real, not whatever. But people are like, oh, look at these two crazy, stupid white boys going at it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just white people beef. Like, fuck all that. You know, they took that beef, if it was real or not, they took it and they're like, yeah, but it's white people shit. Not thinking that Eminem could really just destroy people lyrically and not give two shits about it. Like, he didn't kill Ja Rule's career or Benzino's or Everlast or whoever the hell he's went against. That's not creditable because he went against MGK and it's white people shit. It's just a stereotype that I think that's never going to grow out of it. You know, they see me, they see him, and they're like, yeah, well, what do you have? What struggle you been through? You know, it kind of just the same thing. Like you grew up in Johnson County, which is a privileged county, and like, what struggle have you went through? I'm like, bro, you don't even know me. Like, you don't even know me. Like, you're looking at a county and you're like, what struggle have you been through? It's like, bro, it's not, I didn't grow up here. You know, we didn't grow up here. We grew up everywhere, you know, like, and I'm not sitting here trying to say me or him is like street as hell and we walk outside and drive-bys happen every day. Not saying that at all, but you just don't know me. You don't know him. And it's like, once you get to know us, you get to know his music, you get to see my passion with whatever I do. I mean, with you knowing us for how long, you see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You see how big my passion is for the stuff. You see him coming out with stuff that's relatable and you love it and you like it. And now we're here. You know, and that's why, like, with all the stuff that we continue doing, it's like that. It's like, bro, you want to do another podcast? Let's do it. Like, I'm all right with it. I'm okay with it. You know, you support us, we support you. You know, I don't care about no skin color.
Okay.
The background of our freaking studio is damn orange. Like, come on, man. Like,
How do you feel about as far as features go? Like, anybody out there that you would really want to really, like, let's speak into existence type stuff, like who would you like to collab with?
Oh man, I don't know.
oh, I know one person. I'm gonna let him finish, but like, I know one person because he's probably gonna tell you he doesn't really know music or doesn't really collaborate. But I do know one person he's been on my ass about getting a feature with. But keep going.
I don't really look to think. I mean, like, you know, realistically, it's hard to, you know, speak that shit into existence as far as like plausible, you know what I mean? Like an actual plausible thing to do as far as, you know what I mean? Like, obviously I could tell you like Lil Wayne or something, but you know, that shit ain't gonna happen. Like, you know what I mean?
Don't say
like,
that. Lil Wayne it's different from the old Wayne.
Yeah. But I fuck with Lil Wayne. People ask me all the time, like, who's your favorite artist and shit like that. And you know, I used to always say Eminem, but the more and more I thought about it, I was like, man, I think I'd have to say Lil Wayne for real. Cause I mean, I've been listening to Lil Wayne. I mean, obviously I've been listening to Eminem my whole life too, but he don't drop as much music as Lil Wayne does. I mean, I've been listening to Lil Wayne since the Carter dedication 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, and I fuck with mixtapes, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I've been dropping with him the drought fucking You know,
No
what I'm
ceilings, all that
saying? No
shit.
ceilings and all that. Just, and the dude just goes the fuck off. Not only like when it comes to, you know, lyrical with the whole package. Lil Wayne, I think, is the whole package. You know what I mean? Eminem is lyrical as fuck and can make a hit and can do these things. But Lil Wayne, I mean, he fucking everything he touches. You know, like if you hear Lil Wayne on a feature, like, you know, back in the day, you heard that lighter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you're like, oh shit, this is about to be. You know, I be listening to track. I'm like, God, and I hate it nowadays too, because I fucking hate 90% of these new rappers. So it's like, you know, the baby featuring Lil Wayne. So I'm over here like, where does he start? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, skip all this bullshit. Sorry, I don't fuck with the baby, but you know, I was like, you know, and then I go to that, and then I'm like, oh shit, now I gotta do this beat because Lil Wayne just fucked it up, and I'm like, now I gotta go in that way. So I mean, realistically, if I was like really wanted a feature, you know, Lil Wayne would be like my number one. And but you know, I fuck with the other shit too. You know, screw shit, and you know, Bun B would be dope. You know what I mean? That's something that, you know, who knows, that could be possible because you know his price has gone down over the years. I'm sure. You know, Devin the Dude would be hard. Is that what you said? Devin the Dude would be hard. I think it'd be dope to have somebody from 2000, you know, Chronic 2001 on a song. And I
could like, get Devin the Dude though. That is something that's reachable.
I think a hook from Devin the Dude would be dope. And you know, some you know, I fuck with a lot of down south shit. You know. Oh, and this dude, man, this dude.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, it's making.
Have you heard of this dude named Elevator J?
That's it. That was exactly.
Holiday J.
Elevator J.
Elevator J, like elevator,
like up and down. Elevator J. This
Never heard. Where is he from?
South
North Carolina. North Carolina, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, this dude is ridiculous. He is so dope, man. For real.
Like
he's just got a whole nother sound, man. Like he's hard, but and like he's not me, but he's been trying to hit him up, and I guess he hasn't had luck getting through to him yet. But he's fucking. You gotta check him out, man.
I mean, one day
he's hard. Like,
one day he was like, we were sitting outside his house or whatever like that, shooting the shits, and he's like, yo, this guy pulled up on my title playlist, man. Listen to this. And I'm like, God damn it, bro. It's gonna be some miracle spiritual shit. Like, I don't like it. Like, cause me and him are very different. Like, I like the baby and I like this newer type of shit. Some of it.
Yeah.
You know, but he's like, nah, you gotta listen to this guy. You gotta listen to this guy. And so he's like, I play it and I'm just like, what? And I'm like, what in the hell? And usually, like, sometimes I'm not gonna lie to it. Like, I'll be like, oh yeah, man, bro, that's dope. That's dope. And then I'll walk off. I'm like, that is not dope. I don't know what the fuck he was playing. But I sat there and like listened to him, and I was like, bro, what the hell? So then I played some more of his songs, and like it kept playing. And I'm like, bro, this dude just gets doper and doper every fucking song.
He's fucking sick.
And I'm like, and he's like, yeah, bro, we need to get him for a feature. Let me remind you, he don't tell me shit to get features. I was like, yeah, this guy. And he's like, I'm not doing shit. I ain't paying shit. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck this guy. And I'm like, all right, fine, bro. All right. Because I can name a few people that I've reached out to. And he's like, I'm not paying them. We're not. Yeah. And it's like, I'm not doing this. And I was like, all right, fine. But this dude was like, Elevator J, get a hold of him. I don't care. We can get him. Like, we're going after him. And I'm like, all right, man. Yeah. And I've been trying for months to get him. I've called some people in North Carolina, and I'm like, bro, I don't care if you got to go to this bar that he's at. Like, get me his contact info, please. Because he's talented, bro. And
I don't mind promoting him. He's hard. Like,
he is just.
I'm gonna check him out. I gotta definitely check him out. Definitely.
Yeah, man. Like, he's got this song called "What's Up, Babe," and like. I'm like, he's country as fuck. Like he's country as fuck, but I'm like,
it's from North Carolina. What country can you get? So
right,
bro, I would tell you.
but it's like, what up, babe? What up, babe? What up, babe? Balling on.
Like, bro, It Ain't Nothing Finer is like one of my
Yeah.
favorite albums by him. But like that, and the song Ain't Nothing Finer. But like, man, you gotta check him out though. We'll put that on side cap, but
But
he's
yeah,
hard.
like that's the dude. He hit me up for a feature. But I mean, bringing that into the features. Well, I'm gonna let you keep going because like we do have features on the album, but I wasn't.
I mean, go ahead, go right ahead.
Okay. I was like, I don't know if you want to lead into that or whatever, but yeah, I mean, this album, we do have a feature from Nave Majo, like what we spoke to earlier about Nave Majo and shit like that. When you listen to him, it's like that. That's another artist you probably should look up because he makes all types of records. You know, he makes records that you can sing, you can make records where you can turn up to, you can turn down, all that stuff. He's got those records. We got another record with this dude from Virginia who's done records with Jaron Benton and whatnot. His name is Aaron Coheen. He's verified and stuff like that on social medias and stuff like that. He's done his own tours and all that crap. Who else do we got features from on this album? XV's on the album. That shit was hella hard to get, but I got it.
I remember that.
Yeah, you remember that one? That shit was woo. But I got that. That record, the producer who actually produced that makes all of Jay Stone, who is still with Nipsey's group.
Yeah, I remember
the All Money In.
Yep.
Yeah, like pretty much all the records from Jay Stone is made by this producer who made the record with Brad or Lil Frosty and XV. The song's called Squarians versus Barbarians, or Squarians and Barbarians. So that's a cool little record we got. We got a record with, I don't know if you remember him, but a dude named Young Bleed.
Jeez. What year? Damn. Nope.
Man.
Now you're gonna pretend.
Wait, matter of fact, let me ask you how old you are.
I'm 33.
You probably, the song, How You Do That? There.
Yeah. That was him?
There you go. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. That's it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Damn.
Yeah, we got a record with him.
Oh man.
And
Jeez.
honestly, if things work out, I've already talked to Bleed and he's down to shoot that video. So as long as this guy over here helps me with it, we'll have that video coming out. That'll be the third video for the album. But that's just, I'm just breaking that to him now. So that's why he's probably looking at me weird. But, we got records with him, like Ecstasy, which is our homie and shit like that. He's on all the records. A lot of the records from that album with him. He had a big record back in 2003 called Mr. So Heavy. It was crazy, but he's really known in the town in Kansas City. He's like a real OG. Who else do we got? I don't even remember. There's Darian Saffron or Darian STL is on it. He's on like 3 records, I think, maybe 2. I don't know. He makes so many damn records, I can't remember all of them. But yeah. Shoot, who else is on this album?
I don't know. I guess you're just gonna leak the whole thing.
Well, no. Features though. I'm not leaking anything. I'm just telling features. That's all I'm trying to say is it's the features. But
yeah, it's more. I've never even released an album with a feature on it, so right. That tells you anything. I'm trying to branch out on this.
Yeah,
it's a lot of different music that you wouldn't expect from me, I guess.
It's gonna be some bangers, man. It's gonna be some bangers, and like I want people to for real support it. Like in all honesty, he is sober now, and we're shooting music videos for crying out loud. It's like if this isn't showing you that Lil Frosty's dedicated or even cares a slight bit of like what the fuck's even going on, then I don't know what else to tell anybody. You know, we've had meetings and shit like that where it's like, what else do you want me to do? And I'm like, well, shit, what do you want me to fucking do? You know, but it's like, I just want people to support it, man. You know, like I want people to support the music videos. You know, all these people hit me up like, bro, we want to see your brother. You know, we want to see Lil Frosty. Like, we don't see too much of him. He's got to do this. He's got to do that. You know, and it's like, fuck. All right. So now I'm doing it. You guys want a Lil Frosty? Here he is. You know, a lot of people were saying it a couple years ago when we had that beef that was going on with Black Fam, that we had those, they're like, shoot music videos. No. Like, and at that time I was like, I don't think we need to shoot music videos for diss tracks. Like, that's not really something that I want to do.
He did go off on that song though. I admit that. I admit that.
Yeah. But just like that though, like coming off of that, everybody was like, yo, drop this, drop that, drop this, drop that. And you know, even Black Fam was hitting us up like, yo, drop a record, we're gonna support it. Like, and I'm like, okay. So what did I do? What did we do? We dropped Casey Swinging. I was like, all right, I need everybody to support this. And it went from like, I was like, what the dud? You know what I'm saying? It was like, man, like, and I kept sharing it. And I'm like, bro, I can't keep sharing it and just tagging the same damn people in it. I was like, I need them to share it, tag one of their friends that might like it, you know, or something like that. I was like, I need people to branch out, you know what I'm saying? Because like, I nor him can keep sharing it to the same 50 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, they support it, but if they're not sharing it and tagging maybe their friends or whatever like that, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, the stuff, and I mean, that's what he told me. He was like, bro, he's like, I got all this music to release, but for what? If people ain't gonna really run with it and support it, then what are we doing? He's like, I'll just listen to it myself. And I can't argue with him with that. Like, he should. You know what I'm saying? Like, he should listen to himself if no one's gonna support it. But, you know, I mean, this dude fell in a freaking pool and acted like he was drowning and damn near did really drown. Like, the stuff is for, like,
I hadn't swam in a long time.
God damn.
You know, so like, so we're really trying to put in some work, you know, and like, when I hit him up, I'm like, yo, we're shooting a music video to Drowning. I got Darian coming in from St. Louis and stuff like that. We're gonna do it. He's like, bro, no, like, I don't want to do that shit, bro. Like, I don't like that song anymore, blah, blah. And he did it though. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I need you, I need whoever the hell listens to his music and is a fan of his shit, share it. That's all I care about. Just share it. Like, because, you know, the only way you're going to get more music out of him or anything is if he sees that you're actually doing something. Because if he doesn't see it at all, he's not going to give two shits. He already doesn't give two shits as it is. So whenever he's like, oh, well, you know, Sammy Loco or, you know, whoever the hell ain't sharing it or not doing whatever, he's like, well, then this makes it even better. So then when I'm like, hey, man, let's shoot a music video with Young Bleed, he's like, why? Yeah. You know, he's like, why? I'm like, yeah, okay. You know, but it is what it is.
How did you almost drown in the pool? That's why I don't understand that. Can you give me behind the scenes?
He's not really. He's being this guy exaggerates. If you ever know him, he exaggerates a lot. Like, you know, I could drink one Pepsi. He'd be like, man, you drank like 57 Pepsis the other day. Bro, I had 3.5. Come on. But no, I mean, I just, you know, I fell into the pool and I just, you know, because it was a part of the scene, you know what I'm saying? And like, I smoke a lot of cigarettes now. I haven't swam in forever. So I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was supposed to, you know, kind of, I had to get a still enough shot, you know, the shot for long enough for me to like, you know, use in the video. And I was like, I wasn't expecting holding my breath that long, you know what I'm saying? I was like, fuck, I need to quit smoking, you know what I'm saying? Because I like came back up and then like I hadn't swam in so long. It's like 8 feet, you know, and I'm like, I barely breathe, like shit, like, yeah.
That should really
trying
encourage
swim
him
with
to
a
do
fucking
music videos now, huh?
yeah. Now I'm like, fuck, man. No, I mean, I didn't actually almost drown. It was nothing like I was, but it was.
I mean, he got up and he was like,
it was just funny because, like I said, I hadn't swam in so long, and since I started, since I smoked cigarettes and shit, I was like, damn, bro, I can't even hold my breath for no 20, 30 seconds without feeling like I'm dying.
You're a stunt devil now. You should get somebody to do the tricks for you or
Yeah.
something. Like, God damn, we gonna jump off a
Yeah.
bridge next? I don't know.
Yeah.
that's what he was telling me. He was like, I really gotta fall in this pool. I'm like, yeah, bro. He's like,
no. He wanted me to just fall in there with like fucking swim trunks on. I was like, how's that even gonna look anyway realistic? If I'm like, I'm drowning, like, oh, but I'm in swim trunks. Like, nah, that shit needs to look like I just jumped off a fucking bridge. Like, fuck my life type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the swimming pool kind of is like, man, but we did what we had, what we could work with. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, there ain't even no point of even doing the shit unless I'm fully clothed. You know what I mean? To add to the dramatic effect of it.
Well, we don't want to see you naked. That's one thing.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Nobody want to see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but if I was like in swim trunks, you know what I'm saying? Like it would have been like this dude's just at the pool having a good time, like talking about killing him. Like it don't even make no sense, I was like, I'm gonna have to be like in clothes for this shit to work to make it look good, So maybe that's what it was weighing me down too. Who knows?
All right, 2 more questions. How do if somebody, let's say randomly, or just somebody that want to do a song with Lil Frosty, how would they go about with that?
Oh, I mean, that's simple. You can hit me up on Facebook, Instagram. I mean, like, I shouldn't. I mean, like Instagram. Like, I got a personal page and then another page, but she also has access to the only Lil Frosty. Instagram is my music page. Hit that up, or hit me up on Facebook. Personal is Brad Lil Frosty Frost, or the Lil Frosty Facebook page. We all those. Like, I'm not shit before too long ago. I mean, I would have done anything for free, like for real. Like people just never asked me, and it's like, so I'm like, whatever. But in the, every once in a while people would ask me, I record it, I fucking go to the studio, record that shit, send it to them, and then it just never get released or nothing. I'm like, damn, bro, that verse was hard as fuck. I'm just wasting it. But whatever, you know what I'm saying? But like, if you want something now, and I'm gonna charge something now because like I got, I put a lot of money into the studio and shit. And more than likely, if you send me your song, I'm gonna mix and master that bitch and put a verse on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want the shit to sound bad. So, I mean, but yeah, like you hit me up on the Facebook page, the Instagram, my email, my personal email, frosty1206@gmail.com. Like, whatever, just ask me. And I'll do it. I'm gonna charge probably, some money now, depending on what you need. You know what I mean? But yeah, just hit me up on the social media. And the cool thing about it is now, if you hit me up and you're like, hey, bro, I need a verse, I'm gonna have that shit done in like 2 days probably. Mm-hmm. Not even that,
I'm about to say more than like 2 hours.
More than likely, I'll probably have that shit done in 2 hours and sit back over to you, and you're like, damn, bro, you made my song sound better than it did before. Because like I said, I'll mix the beat and everything myself, but yeah, that's just hit me up. I got you.
Okay.
Like I said, it don't matter genre. Send me a rock and roll song, I'll figure it out.
Okay. What about as far as what new things you learned as far as production goes?
Production wise, I gotta give all that shout out to my engineer Woodgrain. He's taught me everything I know, even loaned me some of the equipment that I have. I mix the beat when I get the beat, like this is all things he's taught me. And I have a template and everything that I use. And, you know, when I get I'm not really trying to give his secrets away per se, but, you know, I basically, you know, 95% of the time when someone comes in to record, they're going to be like, bro, I got this beat on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's just what it is. So I got a downloader that downloads the best audio file from that YouTube video, like a WAV file. I can get a WAV file from YouTube, download that shit right off the bat. And then what I do from there is drag it to Cubase. And, you know, I chop right where the first bass hits, bring that bitch back. And then the first thing I do is the first drum hit, you know, boom, 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 clap, clap, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 to the, I'm finding the tempo. Like if you come in here for a studio session, you tell me, hey, pull up the Baby Lonely instrumental or whatever. I'm gonna be like, boom, done, download it, drag over. And then I'm finding the tempo right off the bat. And, you know, it's just, I can't really explain how you do that. You just do it. And if you know music, it's a little easier to do, you know, and the reason you find the tempo is because then that way, if somebody records a hook, you don't have to sit there and try to like do it, play it by ear and see like, oh, well, it sounds like this is where it goes. Like, nah, you literally just copy that motherfucker right over 12 bars and then put it and bam, there's the next hook. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have to do the hook over again. You don't have to be like, man, sorry, bro, you're going to have to do that 12 bars over again because I can't figure it out. No, like I got that shit down. You know what I'm saying? So like I got, you know, find the tempo. And then not only that, even if it is just a YouTube beat, I'll still mix that YouTube beat by the high and low frequencies and fucking just like a bunch of technical shit really, but make the beat, then you know, I'll show you like from the get-go, like I'll be like, okay, this is what the beat sounded like, and then be like, boom, this is what the beat sound like now. Like after Frosty fuck with it, and like it sounds way better usually, and then well always, and then you know, and then from there, you know, just pull that shit out, and be like, okay, what you doing first, verse, hook, you know what I mean? Send them in the booth and do the thing. Oh, and then I forgot you gotta find the key too, the key, because 90% of the time nowadays 2 people want auto tune. A lot of rappers use auto-tune, so you got to know the key to the song. I don't know if most people knew that, but when you use auto-tune, it has to be on key or the shit sound terrible. Like, so if the song is in G minor, auto-tune needs to be in G minor, or else it's not gonna match up. It's gonna sound awful. Like you really should. You can tell. Like, I mean, I can tell, but you know what I mean. That's another thing you need to do when you load the beat up is figure out what key the beat is made in, because you know, like I said, you know, that's just the thing you really need to do. And then also, you know, I mean, even if you can't sing, I can make you sing, because like I'll pull up Melodyne Very Audio and fucking like put your key on. You know, if you go like the shit sound all fucked up, I'm gonna bring that note down. Like, okay, you went way too high there, and I'll make that shit sound like you didn't fuck up.
Yeah, he put me in there one time and had me sing, and you hear how deep my voice is and how monotone it is, and he had it like, and I'm like, how?
Yeah. So I mean, but there's a lot to it, but said I don't want to give away his trade secrets and that are my secrets now, I guess, you know what I mean. But I really got to just get this bitch opened up and start recording people, because then it's. After that, it's just word of mouth. People are gonna be like, damn, bro, where'd you record? That shit sound nice. And be like, Frosties or whatever the fuck I decide to name the studio. I feel like whatever I name it, Wood Grain said they're gonna call it Frosties anyway, you know what I'm saying? More than likely, but I'm trying to think of something different. But yeah, I feel like once I get one client in here, they go leave and they're gonna play that shit or post it on social media, and people are like, damn, where'd you record that? And then they're gonna tell their homie and, you know, tell their friend. And then hopefully from then on, I'm just like, this is gonna be my career. Like, fuck, I'm not working no 9 to 5 no more. That's what I'm trying, you know. But yeah, and I'm starting off at like 35 an hour, which ain't shit compared to, and that's mix and master, everything included, which is very fucking cheap.
Yes, it is, because mastering is a lot of money.
That's the thing. You go to the studio, you'd be like, oh, it's 50 an hour, dope. Like, yeah, and then it's 50 to mix, and then it's 50 to master, and then, you know, 50 for a Coke, you know, whatever. Like, it's like you go to the studio. That's how fuck that shit. But yeah, so like my shit's gonna be cheap. I mean, it's not gonna always like I'm gonna start. That's just because I'm starting off. I mean, you know, I did just learn this, and that's, you know, me just being nice. Like, okay, I could just start off at 50 an hour if I wanted to, mix and master included, blah blah blah, whatever. But like, I know that, you know, it might take me a little bit longer than someone that's been doing this shit for 20 years, obviously, you know what I mean? So I want to give people the benefit of the doubt. And if somebody's like, damn, bro, it took you, you know, 10 minutes to realize, you know, if say there is something, I know most of the things that people are going to ask me, but say there is something that I'm like, damn, I really don't know what he's talking about. And it takes a 10, 15 minutes to figure out whatever, you know what I'm saying? And someone's bitching about that, I'm like, bro, that's why you're paying 35 an hour. Get the fuck out of my house, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to go pay somebody $150 a song or whatever, $200 a song, then, you know, then you can expect them to snap right back. But yeah, so that's why I'm starting off. But, you know, after the first year of experience, I'm gonna probably go up to 40, 45, and then the next year 50 and so on, you know what I mean? Once I get my experience up. But yeah, I'm really just gonna start the studio, and that's gonna be my source of income, you know what I mean? And that's the goal. And then the way I look at it, I mean, I put a lot of money into this, like most people's yearly salary probably is in this motherfucking studio. The good average person is in this motherfucker. Like, and so it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not fucking around when it comes to this shit. So, but yeah, that's the reason I did it. And, you know, and yeah, you know, even if I fail, if I don't get clients and I got to go back and work a 9 to 5 or whatever and do what I've been doing, then I'll do that. And then at least I got a studio for myself, and I save fucking hundreds of dollars a year on not going to the studio. So the way I look at it, it's a win-win situation, you know? Yeah.
At least you trying.
Yeah.
Wrapping it up, tell everybody your socials, including yours, Brent, and the future of both of you guys.
Yeah, like, man, I think I said earlier, my Instagram for the music is the only Lil Frosty. I need to change my other one because it's way too close to that, but that's the only Lil Frosty, TheOnlylilFrosty. That's Instagram. And then the Facebook music page is Lil Frosty, just Lil Frosty. And you know, you'll see, I think, my picture on there or some shit. And then is that all I have? I'm trying to let me check the YouTube channel real quick because it can be on some crazy shit. I think it's also just Lil Frosty, but somehow there's some random motherfuckers that post on DistroKid and somehow get into the Lil Frosty. So if you ever see some shit and you click on it and it sound terrible and you're like, well, it says Lil Frosty, that's not me. That's the other Lil Frosty. No offense, man. I feel bad. He's probably watching this like, man, fuck him. But yeah, his quality isn't great, you know what I'm saying, on his recording. I wish he would just, like, you know, make some better. But anyway, there's other Lil Frosties out there that get mixed into my shit sometime, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've been trying to get my own, like, I've got my Spotify verified to where it's only my music, you know what I'm saying? But like on Tidal still, I use Tidal. I've been unable to contact them and get that figured out. So if you use Tidal, there's going to be this other guy. And some, I think there's a few other Lil Frosties too.
Yeah, and when you go to his Tidal page or even some of his streaming stuff, you will find that Drowning song is released. It's not me.
It's another guy. Somehow, I looked up. I was like, this motherfucker done leaked my shit. Like, Lil Frosty, 2021 Drowning just dropped. Like, not even a month ago. Like before, like the day I shot the music video, some other Lil Frosty released a song called Drowning. I was like, ain't that some shit?
He watching your moves.
I'm like, what are the odds? Like, this dude, I was like, that is crazy.
Because he called me, he was like, why are you leaking this shit with this stupid squid on it or whatever? And I'm like, what?
The artwork wasn't bad. That's why I was like, okay, he got some cool artwork or whatever, but like, we ain't even done the music video. But yeah, anyway. Okay, yeah. Social, Lil Frosty. On Facebook, The Only Lil Frosty. If you look up Lil Frosty on what do you call it, YouTube, I can't even get it to show up, but it's a little frosty too. And it's got like a little black logo with blue letters and shit, but that's that.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, literally as long as you type in Lil Frosty, on, you can even Google Lil Frosty and it'll pull his stuff up.
Yeah.
So yeah. And side note with that, if anybody's wanting features and whatnot, obviously here is a studio. If you want to do songs and stuff like that, he's always open to collaborate on whatever it is. I mean, you can shoot him a gospel song for all we care. We'll get it to you.
Okay.
And we're all about expanding one way or the other. So yeah, literally just Lil Frosty on all social networks and streaming platforms, all that stuff. So, but I mean, if you're trying to find me, I'm not that very entertaining unless I'm arguing with somebody. But it's literally just Num1 Snowman. NUM1 Snowman. Literally on everything. Like, honestly, if you really want to find me and like connect with me, add me on PlayStation Network. Like, we could play Call of Duty together. Other than that, like, I'm really not that exciting. If you add me or you're trying to get in contact with me, you're probably going to hear a lot of stuff about him. Yeah, you're going to hear a lot of stuff about music, the Tampa Bay Rays, the Cavaliers, or the Panthers from me. Other than that, this is literally it. This is what I do. Yeah, I mean, that's really it, man. Num1 Snowman on every damn platform you can think of. That's NUM1, the number one, Snowman. You can get me on.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as the new album, like I said, we're doing these music videos and shit. Hopefully, I'm gonna try to get it out by the end of the year. I would say New Year's, I guess, at the latest. I just gotta finalize a few things and finish a couple of. I mean, it's basically been done for months, but I just got a few things I just brush up, and that's it. I mean, it's done. I just, But yeah, that'll be coming soon, and then like you said, the music videos, the hide and seek one we're doing this weekend, and we're shooting it this weekend. The drowning video drops Friday, and yeah, just stay tuned. That's the future shit right now.
Yeah. So I mean, this coming Friday, and it's like that, the 22nd of October, we're dropping Drowning, featuring Nico Julian and Darian STL. Please share that, like it, hate on it, whatever you want to do. Just share that. If you want more Frosty stuff, search it. You can find it anywhere. And then, yeah, after the Drowning record drops, like I said, this Sunday we're shooting a video to Hide and Seek, which is produced by Cap Kirk. If you don't know who Cap Kirk is, kind of get familiar, because he has the number 7th best song in the country right now with Young Puda and DJ Chose. It's Forever Tippin'. That's a homie of ours, and he made the track called Hide and Seek. And yeah, I mean, be on the lookout, man. And I mean, shoot, if both Hide and Seek and Drowning go real well, be on the lookout for Street Hustle featuring Ecstasy and Young Bleed. And then I think that with those 3 videos, I think it's gonna sum up the album. And here goes the future, with more stuff,
Oh, and I got PhD 3 too. It's like 30 something fucking tracks, mixtape.
Yes.
It's like, I mean, it's probably going more on like 40 songs. I might do like a side A, side B. Nobody really listens to my mixtapes, but because it's only on that pair. But I fuck with the mixtapes, and I always do instrumentals. So I might drop it as a fucking long ass
Or it might be PhD 3 and PhD 4 or whatever. We don't know.
So I mean, that I probably should just drop because the instrumentals will get old, as some of them already are. But yeah, so I mean, that is a good like 50 songs to look forward to between the album and the mixtape. So,
but yeah, I mean, that like I say in a lot of the posts and stuff like that, like literally new studio, new videos, new album, new everything, you know. So like literally the only thing I can say, man, is like I hope people, you know, show love, show hate, show support, whatever it is.
Mhm.
And we're working, man. Please tune in. I thought you said 2 a.m. but yeah, it's true.
I thought he did too.
and that's what I told this dude. I said, man, I was like, it's 9 o'clock. He's like, yeah, it's 9. I was like, you sure it's not Eastern? He's like, oh, shit, I didn't think about that. I was like, you got 15 minutes to get to my house, motherfucker. I was like,
straight up though, I really did. I straight up got up on my chair and
drove. Cracked me up. I was like, hold it, because I thought about it. It was like 7:45 here. I was like, bro, you know, 8 o'clock here is 9 o'clock there, right? He's like, oh shit,
I'm on my way.
Anyway, that is the podcast. Thank y'all for listening. Check this out on YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitter also. So I appreciate everybody listening, and that is a wrap.